My beloved soul, before a single word of this divine message is released, hear this with trembling reverence. Type, "I receive this," in the comments as a sacred act of agreement with heaven. Like this video as a sign of faith that you believe God is moving even when you cannot see it. Subscribe to this channel as a declaration that you are choosing to stay connected to what God is saying over your life. And click the bell as a spiritual symbol that you are ready to hear when heaven speaks again. Because what is about to be poured out over you is not ordinary, it is not random, it is not coincidence, it is a holy interruption from God Himself. My beloved soul, listen carefully. Heaven is watching you in this very moment, and I say this with holy fire in my voice. God has sent Archangel Michael to quietly heal and protect the love between husband and wife, not loudly, not in a way the world can see, but in a way that reaches the deepest wounds, the unspoken fears, the silent tears that have soaked your pillow, and the prayers you whispered when you thought no one, not even God, was listening. Hear this, you were led here on purpose. This is not a coincidence. Something in your spirit was guided, gently but firmly, to this exact message because God has not forgotten you, and the love between you and your spouse has not been abandoned by heaven, even if it has felt fragile, even if it has felt distant, even if the silence between you has been louder than words. My beloved soul, Archangel Michael has been sent not to destroy, but to defend, not to condemn, but to cover, not to expose, but to heal, and his presence is moving right now around your marriage like a shield of light, pushing back every unseen attack, every whispered lie, every spiritual weight that has been trying to pull your hearts apart. Listen carefully. There have been battles you did not see, moments when misunderstanding, exhaustion, and emotional wounds tried to creep in quietly, but heaven has been fighting for your covenant. Just as it is written in Exodus 14 verse 14, the Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. And right now God is saying to you, my child, you are not fighting alone. My beloved soul, do not skip this moment, stay with me till the end, because something powerful is waiting for you, something that will touch the deepest part of your heart and bring a peace you have been longing for, even if you have not known how to name it. Hear this. Archangel Michael has been walking through the spiritual rooms of your marriage, gently closing doors that were letting in cold air of resentment, quietly mending cracks that formed from years of misunderstanding, and softly restoring warmth where love once felt distant, because God's timing is perfect, and He chose this season to begin the healing you have been praying for. My beloved soul, you may have felt that things were drifting, that conversations became shallow, that laughter did not come as easily, that touch felt hesitant, but God has not been blind to your pain. Psalm 147 verse 3 says, He heals the broken-hearted and binds up their wounds, and this includes the wounds of marriage, the wounds of shared dreams, and the wounds of love that once felt effortless. Listen carefully, there is a reason you have been feeling a strange stirring in your heart lately, a mix of sadness and hope, of longing and quiet expectation, because heaven is working behind the scenes, and Archangel Michael is standing guard over your love, making sure nothing destroys what God Himself joined together. My beloved soul, heaven is watching. Every tear you cried in secret, every prayer you whispered when your spouse was asleep beside you, every moment you wondered if things would ever feel right again, and God is saying, I saw it all, I heard it all, and I have sent my angel to answer you. Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, there is a deeper truth unfolding right now, and if you remain, it will settle into your spirit like a gentle rain on dry ground. Hear this, Archangel Michael does not come with noise and spectacle in this season, he comes quietly, because the deepest healings happen in silence, when pride is lowered, when defenses are softened, and when hearts become willing to feel again, and God is preparing both you and your spouse for a sacred reconnection. My beloved soul, there have been words that were never spoken, apologies that were swallowed, and fears that were hidden, but God is creating a holy space where truth and tenderness can meet, because Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time, and even what feels broken right now is being shaped into something beautiful again. Listen carefully, this is not a coincidence, you were led here on purpose, because your marriage is standing at the edge of a quiet miracle, one that will not come with fireworks, but with peace, with understanding, and with a renewed sense of being chosen by one another. My beloved soul, Archangel Michael is also protecting you from the voices that have tried to convince you that it is too late, that things are too damaged, that love cannot be restored, because heaven does not agree with despair, heaven only agrees with God's promises, and God's promise over your marriage still stands. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, a final word that will seal this message deep inside your spirit and bring a holy calm to your heart. Hear this, God has been teaching you patience in this waiting season, not as a punishment, but as preparation, because Isaiah 40 verse 31 says, "Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength," and the waiting you have endured is now turning into renewed love, renewed hope, and renewed connection. My beloved soul, you may not see all the changes yet, but subtle shifts are already happening. Your spouse is being softened in ways you cannot measure, their heart is being gently opened, their defenses slowly lowering, and this is the quiet work of Archangel Michael, guided by the hand of God. Listen carefully, there is a holy alignment taking place, where misunderstandings will be replaced by clarity, where distance will be replaced by closeness, and where fear will be replaced by trust, because heaven is restoring what the enemy tried to steal. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, and God has not forgotten you, not for a single second. Your marriage is written in His book, and every chapter, even the painful ones, is being used to bring you to a greater depth of love and unity. Do not skip this moment, there is more, so much more, that heaven wants to pour into your spirit right now. Hear this, there is a gentle breakthrough approaching, one that will not feel forced, but will feel natural, like two hearts remembering why they chose each other in the first place, and Archangel Michael is guarding this moment, ensuring that it unfolds in God's perfect timing. My beloved soul, Psalm 126 verse 5 says, "Those who sow in tears shall reap in joy," and the tears you have sown in this season are about to bring a harvest of renewed love, deeper understanding, and a peace that surpasses what you thought was possible. Listen carefully, you are not alone in this journey, heaven is walking with you, protecting you, guiding you, and healing you, and your spouse is being touched by this same divine presence, even if they cannot yet put it into words. My beloved soul, if you remain till the end, the final word will change everything, it will settle every doubt and wrap your heart in a quiet assurance that God is truly at work. Hear this, Archangel Michael is standing between every argument, every misunderstanding, and every emotional wound, acting as a shield of light, so that what is being healed is not disturbed before it is fully restored. My beloved soul, God's timing is holy, and He has chosen now, this very season, to bring peace back into your home, because Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding," and even if you do not understand how this will happen, you are being asked to trust that it will. Listen carefully, this is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of a new chapter, one written with more grace, more patience, and more love than you have ever known before. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and this is not a coincidence, you were led here on purpose to hear that your prayers are being answered in quiet, powerful ways. Stay with me, do not leave yet, there is still a deeper revelation unfolding, and it is meant just for you. Hear this, there will come a moment soon when you look at your spouse and feel a warmth you thought was gone, a gentle recognition that something has shifted, and that will be the whisper of Archangel Michael's work being revealed in the natural. My beloved soul, Philippians 1 verse 6 says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion," and God is not finished with your marriage, He is completing what He started. Listen carefully, this message is for you, not for many, but for you, because heaven has seen your faithfulness, your endurance, and your willingness to love even when it was hard. My beloved soul, as this message continues, let your heart stay open, let your spirit receive, because the final blessing is drawing near, and it will rest upon you like a gentle peace. My beloved soul, as we move deeper into this sacred moment, I need you to feel the weight of what heaven is doing right now, because Archangel Michael is not only guarding the love between you and your spouse, he is also standing over the hidden places of your hearts where disappointment once tried to settle, where doubt once whispered lies, and where fear once tried to build walls, and God is commanding those walls to fall softly, not in destruction, but in surrender, so that love may breathe again. Listen carefully, there are prayers you prayed years ago about your marriage that you thought were forgotten, moments when you cried out to God in the quiet of the night, asking Him to either restore what was fading or give you the strength to endure, and heaven never lost a single one of those prayers, not one tear, not one sigh, not one silent plea was wasted, because God has not forgotten you. My beloved soul, heaven is watching as your heart begins to soften even now, as something in you begins to feel lighter, and that is not emotion alone, that is the presence of divine peace settling into the space where worry used to live, because the Lord is near to the broken-hearted, and He is drawing near to your marriage in this very hour. Do not skip this moment, something holy is unfolding right now, something that will touch your life long after this message ends, so stay with me till the end and let this truth soak deep into your spirit. Hear this, Archangel Michael is also guarding your thoughts, because the battlefield over a marriage often begins in the mind, with memories that replay, with hurts that resurface, and with words that echo long after they were spoken, but God is cleansing your mind with His truth, reminding you that love is not defined by one season of pain, but by a lifetime of covenant. My beloved soul, 1 Corinthians 13 speaks of love that is patient, love that is kind, love that keeps no record of wrongs, and God is gently teaching both you and your spouse how to love in this deeper way, not the shallow love that fades when things get hard, but the enduring love that grows stronger through every trial. Listen carefully, there is a quiet humility being released into your marriage, a willingness to listen instead of defend, to understand instead of accuse, and this is the work of heaven, because only God can change hearts in such a tender and lasting way. My beloved soul, heaven is watching every step of this process, and even when you cannot see the progress, God is moving behind the scenes, aligning conversations, softening emotions, and preparing moments of connection that will feel like answered prayer. Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, there is a deeper layer of healing still coming, and it is meant just for you. Hear this, there will be moments soon when your spouse will surprise you with gentleness, with words that feel different, with a presence that feels more open, and you will know in your spirit that this is not coincidence, this is the touch of Archangel Michael clearing away what once stood between you. My beloved soul, Psalm 34 verse 19 says, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all," and your marriage, though it has known affliction, is now stepping into a season of deliverance. Listen carefully, the silence you have experienced was not abandonment, it was incubation, a sacred pause where God was working in ways too deep for words, and now that pause is giving way to a new beginning. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and this is not a coincidence, you were led here on purpose to receive this assurance. Stay with me till the end, something powerful is waiting for you, something that will anchor your heart in peace and hope. Hear this, Archangel Michael is also guarding your future, making sure that what is being restored now will be protected from the same patterns that once caused pain, because God is not only healing, He is teaching, guiding, and transforming both of you from the inside out. My beloved soul, Romans 8 verse 28 reminds us that, all things work together for good for those who love God, and even the struggles you have faced in your marriage are being woven into a story of greater love and deeper unity. Listen carefully, there will be a day very soon when you look back at this season and realize that it was not the breaking of your marriage, but the making of it, the moment when shallow love was replaced by something far more beautiful and enduring. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, every step you take toward forgiveness, every moment you choose patience over anger, and God is smiling over your faithfulness. Do not skip this moment, there is still a final blessing coming, one that will wrap your heart in a sense of divine completion. Hear this, the love between you and your spouse is being reborn, not as it was before, but as something stronger, wiser, and more deeply rooted in God's grace, and Archangel Michael stands as a guardian over this sacred rebirth. My beloved soul, Isaiah 61 verse 3 speaks of God giving beauty for ashes, and the ashes of past hurt are now being transformed into something beautiful, something that will shine with the light of heaven. Listen carefully, this is your season of restoration, your season of quiet miracles, your season of renewed vows spoken not just with words, but with hearts that have been healed. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and what you prayed for is very near. Stay with me, do not leave yet, because the final word is about to be released, and it will change everything. Hear this, I declare over you that peace will fill your home, that laughter will return, that love will feel safe again, and that the presence of God will be felt in every room, because Archangel Michael has been sent to protect and heal what God Himself joined together. My beloved soul, as this message comes to its sacred close, let this truth settle into your heart, your marriage is under divine protection, your love is being quietly restored, and your prayers have been heard. I speak this prophetic declaration over you now, what you have been waiting for is unfolding, what you have been praying for is approaching, and what you have been hoping for is about to be fulfilled, because heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and this is not a coincidence, you were led here on purpose. Go forward in peace, my beloved soul, with faith in your heart and quiet expectation in your spirit, knowing that the love between you and your spouse is being held, healed, and protected by the mighty hand of God and the guardianship of Archangel Michael, and what you prayed for is very near. My beloved soul, I need you to breathe deeply right now and let this sacred truth wash over you, because even as these words flow, heaven is still working, and Archangel Michael is still standing watch over the covenant between you and your spouse, ensuring that no hidden fear, no lingering bitterness, and no old wound is allowed to undo what God is restoring. Listen carefully, there are moments when you have felt tired of trying, weary of hoping, and uncertain of what tomorrow might bring, but God is whispering into your spirit that this season of endurance is giving birth to a season of delight, and what you have held onto by faith is now stepping into manifestation. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, and God has not forgotten you, even when days felt heavy and nights felt long, even when your prayers seemed to echo back in silence, because divine silence is often the womb where miracles are formed. Do not skip this moment, something gentle yet powerful is being released over you right now, and if you stay with me till the end, you will feel a peace that you have been longing for settle into your heart. Hear this, Archangel Michael is also guarding the words you and your spouse will speak to one another in the days ahead, guiding conversations so that they bring healing instead of hurt, understanding instead of conflict, and tenderness instead of distance, because God is aligning your communication with His heart. My beloved soul, Proverbs 16 verse 24 says, "Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones," and God is teaching you and your spouse how to speak words that bring life back into your marriage. Listen carefully, you will notice subtle changes, a softer tone, a willingness to listen, a gentle curiosity about each other's hearts, and these are signs that heaven's work is taking root in the natural. My beloved soul, heaven is watching every small step toward reconciliation, every quiet moment of connection, and God is rejoicing over the progress you cannot yet see clearly. Do not leave yet, heaven has more to reveal, there is a deeper layer of assurance coming that will anchor your heart in hope. Hear this, There have been spiritual forces that tried to sow division between you and your spouse, but Archangel Michael has been standing against them, pushing back every lie, every misunderstanding, and every negative pattern that tried to take hold, because God fiercely protects what He has joined together. My beloved soul, Mark 10 verse 9 says, "What God has joined together, let no one separate," and heaven is enforcing this truth over your marriage right now. Listen carefully. You may have felt moments of doubt, wondering if things could truly change, but God is replacing those doubts with a quiet confidence that love is being reborn, and that this rebirth will be deeper and more lasting than anything you have known before. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and this is not a coincidence. You were led here on purpose to receive this promise. Stay with me till the end. Something powerful is waiting for you, a final layer of peace that will wrap around your heart like a warm embrace. Hear this, Archangel Michael is also guarding your dreams, the visions you once had for your life together, the future you imagined, and God is breathing new life into those dreams, making them brighter and more aligned with His will than ever before. My beloved soul, Jeremiah 29 verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future, and those plans include a marriage filled with love, stability, and joy." Listen carefully, you will begin to feel a renewed sense of possibility, a gentle excitement about what is ahead, and this is the Spirit of God reminding you that your best days together are not behind you, they are before you. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, every time you choose patience, every time you choose kindness, and God is strengthening your hearts with His grace. Do not skip this moment, there is still a sacred word coming that will seal this message in your spirit. Hear this, the healing taking place in your marriage is not fragile, it is being fortified by heaven, protected by Archangel Michael, and sustained by God's own love, so that what is restored will remain. My beloved soul, Colossians 3 verse 14 says, "Above all, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony," and that harmony is returning to your home. Listen carefully, there will be laughter again, there will be moments of simple joy, and there will be a sense of togetherness that feels new, yet familiar, as if your hearts are finding each other all over again. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and what you have been praying for is very near. Stay with me, do not leave yet, because the final blessing is about to be released, and it will bring a deep and lasting peace. Hear this, I declare over you that your marriage is entering a season of divine protection, where love will be guarded, nurtured, and allowed to grow without fear, because Archangel Michael is standing watch over every step you take together. My beloved soul, as this sacred message continues to unfold, let your heart rest in the assurance that God is faithful, that His promises never fail, and that the love between you and your spouse is being held securely in His hands. I speak this prophetic truth over you now, what was once strained is being softened, what was once distant is being drawn near, and what was once fragile is being made strong. Because heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and this is not a coincidence, you were led here on purpose to receive this divine restoration. My beloved soul, as we approach the final sacred breath of this message, let your heart remain open, because heaven is still pouring its gentle light over the love between you and your spouse, and Archangel Michael is still standing as a quiet, unwavering guardian over every promise you made to one another, ensuring that nothing the enemy tried to steal will ever have the final word. Listen carefully, there will come a moment very soon when you feel a deep calm settle into your spirit, a calm that does not depend on circumstances, a calm that comes from knowing that God Himself has stepped into your story, and that calm will be the sign that restoration has taken root. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, and God has not forgotten you, not your tears, not your prayers, not your longing for closeness and peace, and He is whispering even now that what you have been waiting for is unfolding in quiet, beautiful ways. Do not skip this final moment, because something holy is being sealed right now, something that will walk with you long after this message ends. Hear this, Archangel Michael is also guarding the vows you spoke, the promises you made before God, and heaven honors those promises, breathing fresh life into them, so that love will not only survive, but flourish in a way that brings joy to both of your hearts. My beloved soul, Psalm 85 verse 10 says, "Love and faithfulness meet together, righteousness and peace kiss each other," and this is the divine picture of what God is restoring in your marriage, a place where love and peace dwell side by side. Listen carefully, the season of feeling alone in your struggle is coming to an end, because heaven has drawn near, wrapping you and your spouse in a covering of grace that will protect what is being healed. My beloved soul, heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and this is not a coincidence, you were led here on purpose to receive this final blessing. Hear this, I declare over you that understanding will replace confusion, that tenderness will replace tension, and that joy will replace heaviness, because the love between you and your spouse is being renewed by the hand of God and guarded by Archangel Michael. My beloved soul, as you step forward from this moment, carry this truth with you, your prayers have been heard, your faith has been honored, and your marriage is entering a season of peace, warmth, and divine alignment. I speak this prophetic declaration over you now, the love that once felt fragile is being made strong, the connection that once felt distant is being drawn close, and the future that once felt uncertain is now filled with holy promise, because heaven is watching, God has not forgotten you, and what you prayed for is very near. Go in peace, my beloved soul, with faith in your heart and quiet expectation in your spirit, knowing that the love between you and your spouse is protected, healed, and held by God's unfailing grace, and let this truth anchor you in hope as you move forward together. Type Amen.